Hi there, and welcome to this tour of the AI tools in Your Way. The AI tools are our pre-made tools within Your Way designed to help educators do some of the work that they need to do. So you can look at these tools whether you are a school leader, a teacher, an instructional coach. I'm fairly sure that somewhere in Your Way you're going to find one of these tools that will help support you in your workflow. So before we jump into one of these tiles and look at a tool, let's just look at what's on the home page here. First, you have a search bar, so if you want to search a tool by its title, you can do that. You can come over here and you can select some of the filters up here. I want to open up the organization tools because if you are part of a paid organization, you might have some tools that are very specific to your school or district that only you have access to that aren't public tools. So you always want to check on your organization tools to see what you have that's custom for you. And then you can always sort over here by A to Z, popular, recent, just to find the tools that you want to look for. All right, so let's go ahead and open up one of these tools. I'm going to choose the multi-tiered systems of support tool that is designed to help you create a behavior plan. When you click on it, it gives you a little description, and then you go ahead and hit start. And now this is going to be consistent throughout all our tools. The tools are already prompted and trained with best practices, with frameworks, and all of the information it needs to help build, in this case, a multi-tiered systems of support plan for you. So then you'll see that there are just several fields that you need to complete. So it really helps you do this quicker. So for this example, I just entered my Miss Smith's first grade class, and I entered sort of what's going on in my class that I need a behavior plan for. So I have students who require high levels of support both socially and academically. Therefore, I'm dealing with some disruptions, to instruction. And I'm going to show you here. Those are the required fields, but in each of our tools, if you're ever curious and you want to open up what's behind the carrot there's some places where you can upload a document. If you want to give the AI a little more information, you could just anything else that the AI would know. You can always come back here and add a little more. It's always important to just be mindful of not entering any personally identifiable information about students or yourself. And then you hit generate content, and then the tool will create what we call an output. Now, this is a very, very robust output. This is a pretty involved tool because it's going to go through and it's going to give you the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 behavior plans for your students. So over here on the left column, sometimes you'll see in a tool that you have some choices, and all that does is allow you to scroll through the different sections of an output, which is very useful if you have a large output like this. You can click into here, and you might notice that this request changes popped up here too versus up here. And request changes is a very important feature for refining the output because AI is not going to always give you what you want the first time. So in this case, you can request changes to just that tier 1 section if you'd like. You can even drill down even more into smaller sections and request changes for just number 2. And when you open that up, you can be direct and tell the AI right here what you want it to do, or you can select from some of these pre-prompted buttons to get the output that you're looking for. You might have noticed here that there are also some light bulbs that pop up on the left side. And when you click on a light bulb, the AI is going to really help you out here. I call these one-click resources. So what happens is if you hover over this, you'll see it highlights in the output. It says incorporate SEL lessons. And you might think, oh, great, now I've got to go come up with some SEL lessons. Well, if you click on that little icon there, it will actually create whatever it is. So in this example, it created the weekly SEL activities that I can use. So that gets nested up here. So I'm going to go back to the original output, and you can see now any of the additional resources either that I create down here So you can click on these too and create resources, or with the light bulbs that I showed you, and they'll all be nested nicely up here at the top. So a couple other features of the AI tools is you have the ability to edit the output right here. So you can just click a cursor right in there and say for September, type anything you want in here. You have all of these other formatting features. You can insert, highlight, and you can insert links, videos, images that you have. And we are constantly working on feature updates. So coming soon, you'll be able to get suggested videos and suggested images as well. So lots of formatting features. You can also come up here and you can select show content versions. So let me go ahead and open that up. I haven't done a lot of different versions here, but you can see if I had made some request changes, I can come over here, I can ask it to restore this version, and then it will take you back to whatever version that you choose. So you have the content version, and you also have the manage content. So once you've done all your formatting and your request changes, you can then come up here and you can decide how you want to manage the content. So you can, let me go down here, you can copy to clipboard. That's a very common one because then you can paste it into, wherever, an email, a learning management system, onto a document. Or you could download it, export it to Docs or Word. And then up here, if you're ever like, great, I want to do this again for a different situation, you just generate new content right from there. Or if you ever want to see what your original prompt was, back to my Mrs. Smith's and my prompt that I gave it, you can also do that from the manage content. So that is it for now for the AI tools. And I hope that you enjoy going through and starting to open up some of these tools and having Your Way help you out.